Hi guys, do you want to learn how to sew this tie? Okay, let's get straight to the video. Right now I'm going to show you how to sew how to cut that particular style. So you are going to need your shoulder measurements, you have bust, your bust measurement, your waist measurement, your hips and the gown length. So if you are going to cut styles like that, you don't have to go long, just study the style. Is a halter neck and it is a gown. So we are going to measure, the paper is not on a fold, so you are going to measure 7. The shoulder divided by 4 is 40, 14 divided by 4 is 7. So the neckline, the neck width will be 3 inches, while the neck depth will be 3 inches too. You go down by 3 inches, you go in by 3 inches to make a curve at the neckline, to give it a curved line at the neckline. So you draw the line down to meet each other so that it will have a straight, you will get a curve, a neat curve, 3 inches downward, 3 inches inside. So after measuring that, I don't have a curve ruler. I would have made use of a curve ruler to get the curve at the neckline, but let's still get the shoulder slope. Will come down by half of an inch, 0.075 or 1 inches, just to slope, have the slope at the shoulder line. So just look at the video and see what I'm doing there. Then you slant it down to the shoulder, to the neckline. Now our shoulder is not straight, it is slanted. At the shoulder line, you come down by 0.075 or 1 inches to give it that slant curve shape. Our shoulder is not that straight because I use my free handle, so I have to clean it up and get it done again. Then you make it straight to get your shoulder slope. That's the shoulder slope. Then after that, you come down from that shoulder slope to get your neckline. So after coming down, you come down by 7 inches. That 7 inches is half of your shoulder. That will be it, 7 inches. So because of the everything will be 8 inches. So you come down by 7 inches like that. Then you rule your line to join each other. Are you seeing what I'm doing? You rule your line to join each other at the same line, just to get your shoulder, your armhole curve. So we are going to measure your under bust, your waistline and your bust points. The bust point is 9.5, 9.5, 9.5 inches. So you measure your bust point, you measure your under bust. The measurement I'm using, the under bust is 13 inches, so it's 12 inches. I mean 12 inches. So I measure 12 inches downward like that, as you can see on the video. Just follow what I'm doing, you will understand what I'm trying to explain there. Sorry, my video is somehow not clear, but when you get what I'm saying, the waistline is 16.5. The front, I'm cutting the front now. So we are cutting the front, then you rule and connect those lines together just to get a straight line. You must have a ruler to do all this. You connect everything together. After connecting everything together like that, the bust point, the under bust and the waistline, this person measurement that I'm making use of is not that. She does not have bust, she's not bust there. She does not have waist, she just has side, she just a little bit has body, but her bust is not much. So that's why we are making use of 9.5 for the bust point and 12 inches for the under bust, because her bust is very, very small. So you label everything, all the size you have measured out. Then to get your armhole curve, you are going to come by half of the armhole, then come out, measure your that line here, that thing, 3.5 inches from the waist down to the under bust, down to the bust point, just to get a straight line for the neck, for the that intake. 3.5 inches, then you roll down. Because it is an altered neck, so you have to label everything. That's the bust point, that's the chest line, and that is the under bust, and that is the waist line. Are you seeing what I'm doing? I don't think you're getting. That's the waistline. So you come in by 0.075 at the center front, and they come out by 1 inches at the other side of the dress of the pattern, because this side is coming out and coming in. So that is 1.5 inches we are taking for the dart intake. So something like that. After doing something like this, then you cuff it, you join this. Because it's an altered neck, you come from the neckline down to the armhole, you make a cuff there, from the neckline down to the armhole, to give you that altered neck, that cuff part from the neck to the armhole side, that gave us that altered neck. Usually clothes is not having sleeve, is not having it's not covering the shoulder all through. So this shape that I'm giving here, you see, is giving that particular shape. Then you connect that that line to the armhole of the half of the armhole. So you see the way I'm doing, just follow the procedure, then connect it to the bust point and the armhole. After connecting it, it was not straight, so I have to, it's not supposed to be straight, it's supposed to be curved. So I have to connect it back to the bust point. Then I have to curve my bust point to the under bust, give me that coffee effect of that bustier, princess that bustier, because we are going to make it a princess that bustier here because of the altered neck. So you are going to connect everything together like that. You see, it's giving us that coffee aspect. To tighten that armhole side, you are going to come out by half of an inch at the both side, so that it will give us that coffee effect, like, so that it will not be bulging out at the armhole side. That intake should be in, so that when you sew your clothes, it will lay flat on the person, on the client's chest. So after coming out by half an inch at the two side, this guy is giving us that coffee part. So that is that for that. Then you cuff, because my cuff was not cuffing enough, so I'm using my hand to make sure it is cuffing and coming out well. So like so, after cuffing it out like that, you see that it's already forming without even cutting the dress yet. It has already given us what we needed on the dress. So you are going to take all your circumference measurement, you are going to take your bust measurement. The bust of this person I'm measuring is 32. 32 divided by 2 is 16.5. I'm measuring 3 inches. So minus plus the dart intake, I'll get back to the, so I have to divide, I have to be sure, so I'm using the tape rule to divide the measurement so as to get accurate measurements, instead of using my head to do to fabricate the measurement. So the bust measurement, I'm going to measure the bust, and I will return the dart intake. I'll return the dart intake, sorry guys, I'll return the dart intake to the side, the measurement, and 0.5 inches for the dart intake back to the bust part. So that is it. The under bust, I'm going to measure the same thing at the bust point, because the bust is also the bust point measurement. So you take your measurement back. So the under bust, you are going to measure the same measurement for your under bust, and you return the dart intake back to the measurement, so as to avoid story that touches the heart. Then you go down to the waistline, measure your waist measurement, and return back the dart intake. You measure the dart you took and you return it back to the side, so as to get accurate measurement. You see, I'm going back to the dart, I'm returning to the front, I'm returning the dart back to the side. So I have to connect all the whole measurements together, connect everything together. I've forgotten one thing. I'm going to take the side dart, so I have to curve the neckline to give me that coffee effect at the neckline and make everything smooth, the arm or the neckline, to get that coffee effect for the dress. So I'm going to come down by, at the bust point, I'm going to come down by 1.5 inches because of the 16.5 inches. The front, the back is 15 inches, while the front is 15.5. So I have to come down by 1.5 inches for the side dart, so that it will go, it is not going to have this front bigger than the back. So I have to remove the dart from the front measurement. Then you cut through that, then you gum it together to give, to remove the dart side. I did not have a sellotape powder sellotape that part. You see, it's already giving us that coffee effect there. So then you blend your measurements at the side, you blend all the measurements, you blend them together, make sure everything is being blended together. Then you cut all the sides that are needed to be cut away from the dress. As you can see, it's already coming out, so I'm cutting the sides that are needed to be cut away to give us that coffee effect. Well, after, just follow the procedure of cutting it and you will get it right for your own design. You see that the cup side is coming out. I love the way the cup side is coming out nice. The cup side is coming out nice. So just cut it out, cut the armhole for the halter neck. You know, it is an halter neck, we don't need an armhole like that, but cut the armhole to down to the neckline. Sorry, my cap was covering the part you're supposed to be seeing. I'm cutting, but once you see I'm done, you see the armhole side is done. Then you cut your darts away to give you that coffee effect at the bust part, so when you are joining it, it won't have any problem. So that is that for that. You see, the cup side is already giving. I love the fact that the cup side is coming out nice like that. Then after, then you make sure you smoothing out all the hole. So it's a very thing, because if you are going to cut this on your dress, I'm going to cut on your fold, on a fold. So I've cut the neckline, I've cut the halter neck, and I'm going to cut out the remaining side allowance that is left there, just to give it, get accurate readings on our dress. So you cut it away. You have not put allowance at the side. When you are cutting on the dress, you are going to put 1.5 inches allowance at the side. So this is it. We are done cutting our dress. I'm trying to make sure that the measurement is accurate, because I can't hear a story that touches the heart. After cutting the front pattern, we are going to cut the front pattern. So this paper that I'm using, I'm just using it for illustration. I don't pattern paper, but it is a sketchbook, but it is big enough to cut this particular style, because the person is not that fat So we are going to take the normal measurement you took at the front, the shoulder, the neckline, and the waist, the under bust, the hip, the waist, the under bust, and the bust line. So take the basic measurement, the hip, the waist, the under bust, the bust point, and everything. So after that, you make sure you connect all the lines together so that you'll be able to get what particular measurement you want to get on the pattern. So after connecting, you come down by 0.075 at the shoulder slope too as well, so that we are going to get the accurate measurements that we needed. So after cutting it like that, after cutting it like after taking your basic measurement 0.075, then you connect all the lines together. Your shoulder slope, you connect it. After connecting your shoulder slope, you connect your armhole, neck, armhole depth to the bust line. So sorry, my table and my ruler is not that giving, so I'm very sorry about that. Should have a good ruler and a good curve ruler. So you are going to connect your shoulder line to the bust line, chest line, I mean. So then connect all the measurements you have supposed to have connected: the bust point, the under bust, and the waist line. Because of the back waist is not as long as the front waist, so we are making use of 15 at the back, and we are making use of 16.5 at the front. If you could remember vividly when we were still cutting the patterns of the front, you remember we make use of 16.5 for the front, but for the back we're making use of 15 inches. So after taking your 15 inches, as you can see, I'm making sure the measurement is accurate because the pattern paper is like 16.5 inches, so I have to come up by 15 inches. That is the normal back waist measurement. So I have to connect all the lines together. Just follow the procedure you're seeing on the screen, you will understand what I'm trying to say. So after connecting everything together like that, like so, then you make your halter neck as well here, because the halter neck has to be, oh no, it does not have an halter neck at the front. At the back it has a low neck line. At the back it does not have an halter neck. It is a rope we use to tie it back to the at the neck, at your neckline, or it will be snitched at the bust and the waist so that it won't fall off when she's wearing it. So when you're wearing the dress, so I'm trying to get my bust measurement, my waist measurement, the waist measurement I'm using, and all the basic measurements, so I have to be accurate. I'm done cutting the back. Sorry I didn't show you where I finished cutting the back, but it does not have any much cutting like that. So I'm done cutting the pattern, so I have to go to the dress to cut the dress out on the pattern, on the pattern on the dress. So you see I put 0.075 all around the pattern, but the side of the front I'm going to add 1.5 inches, so for the sewing allowance at the front. So you see I'm adding 0.075 all round the pattern in order to get sewing allowance. So because if you decide that you are not going to put sewing allowance, it won't be nice, it will be very tight for the clients, and to avoid this you have to add the sewing allowance to every corner of the dress, since we are making use of patterns and we have not added the, so don't notch your underbust. So in order for you to get accurate underbust at the front side and in the back and the center front, so you give it 1.5 inches allowance at the side, 1.5 inches allowance at the side. After cutting 1.5 inches allowance at the side, then you cut out your dress with the pattern. As you can just follow the procedure, life is not hard, so you just cut it out like that. After then, after cutting it out, I didn't even have a video, I did the full video, but after, just cut it out like that, like so. After cutting it out like so, then that is the front pattern, guys. You put your hairstay, you put your wording to give it that coffee effect at the bust part, so that when the client is wearing it, they are not going to put on bra on the dress. Just their breast alone is enough to sit in that curve, that beautiful curve. So after cutting the basic, all the whole measurements, after you are done cutting everything like so, you notch the basic places you are going to sew. So after cutting it like that, like so, you cut it out like this. So that is it, guys. Just make sure you cut what you wanted on the pattern, on the dress, so that you won't make mistake while sewing it. Why pattern is always good is you will get accurate measurement. When you make mistake, you can go back to your pattern and retrace your mistake even before cutting the dress. After cutting the dress, you can go back to your pattern and reuse your pattern. That's the one of the main reason why I love patterns drafting. So as you can see, I'm trying to notch all the allowance, so when I'm sewing it, I won't pick beyond the allowance I give to the dress. You see, just notch every part you need that needed to be notched, and then we are going to cut the front material. Now we are done with the front, we are going to cut the back part. The back part does not really have any much business. I didn't show you guys how I cut the front part, sorry about that. So I cut the skirt. After cutting the skirt part, it's not a skirt part, but you know it's a gown style, and the down part is free, so it has a like a ruffle designs. So I have to cut out where it is stretching for the skirt. After cutting the skirt, I have to cut out the back, you know it's front and back for the shirt, so you have to shuffle it together like that. So that is it, guys. After cutting the front, you are going to use the front to cut the back as well, but the difference between the front and the back is, okay, it is a side zip that I'm using. That was why I didn't add zipper allowance to the front panel of the gown. So that is it. Just cut, make sure you are cutting, make sure you are cutting accordingly as you have cut the front. No added one, no removing, things like that. So that is it, guys. Just follow the procedure and you will understand what I'm trying to cut out there. As you can see, just do your thing. It does not have a zip at the back, it is a side zip the client requested for. So I have to satisfy the client and make sure they get top notch designs. You're going to add lining, the lining to the dress, and you are going to add interface to the dress. Even if you are not going to add at the down part, just make sure you add interface at the upper bust side, because it will have a curvy effect, which should not be nice if a client is wearing it, if it is not coming out nice. So then you cut out your skirt. After cutting out the skirt like that, like so, just follow the procedure. It's just like a basic skirt measurement, that you needed to cut. When you want to cut a skirt measurement, you measure your waist, your hip line, and the length you want the skirt to reach. Cause so that is the dress, guys. So that is it. You see the way it's seated on the person, on the client's body. Sorry, I couldn't video where I was sewing it, so I'm trying to figure out the dress here. So I cut out like 4 inches for the ruffles at the down part. Just cut 4 inches, then pleat it upper, like come up by 4 inches, for like 8 inches, to get that ruffles at the down part. It's not on your fold, you cut the ruffles, fold, you cut the ruffles. Thank you. Subscribe for more. Thank you for watching. Bye.